What's going on, guys? This is Market Omega back at it again this Friday with another weekly recap. I'll be going over trades from this week, so without further ado, let's go. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna dive into it. I'm not even gonna waste time. Normally I talk about the SPY, but to hell with the SPY. The SPY didn't really do much this week. If you've been living under a rock, you would know like the GameStop was basically the flavor of this week. It was just ridiculous. I mean, GameStop was just crazy. Okay, so pretty much there are a lot of people that were short this stock. A lot of hedge funds were short this stock. And, they've been shorting this stock for months, right? And one hedge fund in particular amassed a huge short position, like really huge. And actually, it was more than one. It was more than one hedge fund, right? So a group of guys from Reddit, they basically band together and it's like, hey, we're not going to take it anymore. These short sellers are trying to destroy capitalism by just shorting all these stocks and, trying to push them to the ground. And, I guess they started amassing positions a few months ago. And actually a guy amassed about 50,000 shares or something. And this thing just started creeping up. And then, boom, it just started going. It started going. And then around the 13th, let's see if I can go back to the 13th. I can't even go. Okay. Well, anyway, it started gaining a lot of attention when it got to like the 20s and everything. A lot of people started watching it, and this thing just went crazy. It went crazy on the 25th. This was like right here. I mean, it went from like 40s all the way to 140, right? And it took out the all-time highs. I mean, this was crazy. So this hedge fund in particular basically got blown out. Okay, now, to tell you guys what short bias hedge funds do is they basically take a bet against the company. They short the stock. So they make money when the stock goes down, but then when the stock starts to go back up, it creates this squeeze and they have to buy back at higher prices. So this hedge fund was over leveraged. I mean, I think they had like 10-1 or something. They had huge leverage, huge short. There was actually stories of shorting. The short interest was like 136% or something. It was like, I mean, a lot of people were short the stock, and he basically created this insane squeeze. All right. So this is, the little guy got payback. They were tired of, these Wall Street hedge fund managers and these ultra high net worth individuals taking their cake basically, and they got payback. They created this insane squeeze and everybody just started piling in and you got this crazy thing. And this was the 25th. Now when I saw this, it went from like right here, it went from like the 90s all the way to 140. I just kind of sat on the sidelines. I don't like trading stocks that's this expensive. Okay, so I sat on the sidelines and I was just kind of watching this thing, thinking, man, this hedge fund, Melvin Capital, they're dead. Like, this is a crazy move. I thought that was it. Literally, I thought that was it. It's over. It's done. And then the next day, the 26th, this thing just started creeping up. And then, if you guys don't know, there's another investor, right? His name is Chamath Palpatine, I think. So this guy took some calls, some option trades on the stock, right? He took some option trades on the stock. And I think the stock, right when he announced the position, I think the stock was like in the 80s or something. And he basically took a 115 strike. Basically, he's gonna be in the money if GameStop gets above 115, and it literally broke 115 went nuts. Everybody was talking about the stock. Everybody and their mom. You had guys that They're basically, they call it YOLO. They YOLO'd into this position, man. Put their life savings in there. They're holding. They don't care. They don't care what happens. They're just gonna ride this thing to the moon. And this stock is it's gone crazy, man. Went all the way to 513. That's insane. And then you obviously had this drop from 513. Now Robinhood, what they did was, there's like this conspiracy. So, Robinhood, they route their orders through HFTs, right? High frequency trading. And Citadel is like one of the biggest owners of HFTs. They deal in like HFT trades, right? And Citadel is one of the clients of Robinhood. So Citadel was also short this stock, this GameStop. So, if the stock is going up and retail is squeezing Citadel and Melvin Capital, they're going to do everything in their power to try to stop this thing from happening. So, there's just these conspiracy theories out there that says that, Citadel gave a call to Robinhood and is like, hey, you got to do something about this. You got to stop these retail mom and pop guys from buying this stock. Like, this is crazy. You got to restrict them. So Citadel, Robinhood basically restricted people from buying GameStop and I think AMC. So really quick, just to give you guys a glimpse, AMC did the same thing, right? So if you take a look, AMC went from twos on the 14th all the way to 25. It's over 1,000%. I mean, this is crazy. So Citadel, they gave a call and they said, hey, we need you guys to restrict this trading on GameStop. We don't want anybody buying GameStop. I mean, if they keep buying, this thing keeps squeezing and we get blown out. So Robinhood restricted trades on GameStop. So they restricted it to only closing trades. So you can't get a long position. You can't buy. You can only sell your current position. And I guess that allowed them to dump all their shares, right? Basically, pretty much when this thing happened, a lot of people panicked. And that's not, like, if you ask me, that's just not right. It should be a free market. You should be able to trade, when you feel like. And I think people are, sophisticated enough to know what the risks are, when it comes to trading and investing. So, so now it's like, you got this crazy dump and then it just rebounded again. And now the stock is holding the 350 level. It dropped and it rebounded. So when I'm looking at this action, right, I'm looking at this action and I'm thinking, I still think this stock still has some legs. I think it still has some legs, okay? Why? Because if there was ever a time for the stock to go from 500s all the way down to zero, right, all the way down to zero, it would have been this day. When all of this chaos was happening, when all of the, the restrictions were happening and everything, and everybody was, throwing their arms in the air and, screaming chaos, it's just pandemonium. And, everyone's saying, hey, this stock is overvalued. You need to sell your positions. If this stock was supposed to go to zero, it would have been this day, right? It would have just continued. It would have gone down and, maybe gone below 100. And then today just continued further down. But no, it's like holding, and that's scary. If you're a short bias trader, if you're short this stock, like, I would be scared. I'll be nervous. I'll be really nervous holding the stock over the weekend. Okay, I mean, that's just my opinion. Okay, I'll be really nervous holding the stock. So, I mean, this was really good though. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. For once the little guy can win. It's just fun to watch everything that happens. I didn't really trade it. Like, once the stock got really expensive, 100, 150, I just couldn't do it. I just sat on the sidelines. I actually think that I traded AMC though. I think I traded AMC in pre-market. So yeah, so on the 27th I traded AMC. And I basically got it in pre-market. I got about 2.5 points or something. It was smooth. I loved it. It was really good. And then when the market opened, I don't think I traded it, but yeah, AMC is just moving in tandem with with GameStop. And I think if GameStop starts to rip, AMC is going to catch a bid and start to rip as well. So, just two stocks to keep an eye on next week: AMC and GameStop. Now, let's see. What other stock do we have? We had AMTX. So AMTX, just to go back, let's see here. So AMTX, we got the squeeze right there. We got the squeeze from, let's see. It was a squeeze on this day right here. Okay. We got the squeeze from 7, right? 7's all the way to 11. I mean, AMTX was really good. I like that. I basically just, the way I traded this was just, I just longed the dips. Long the dips, sell the rip, basically. I like a stock that's like nice uptrend and you can just buy dips and sell the rip. So that was really good. That was a nice momentum trade. When I saw this in pre-market and it just kept holding and everything, it didn't fade. I knew that when the market opens, we could get like a nice move to the upside. And that's what happened. All right, so let's see what else. What else? What else? What else? What else? I mean, I think I talked about GME, right? So GME. Oh, also, so on the 27th, right? So let's go. So on the 27th, when the market opened, the volume was really low. Okay, the volume was like extremely low, and I think they had an open trading on the New York Stock Exchange. So I think Nasdaq had you could trade, but the New York Stock Exchange it wasn't open. So the stock was just basically kind of like trending. It was kind of like if you go look at it on the 1 minute, the volume was like really low. It was like really low. I mean, at some point, I actually thought this thing was like halted for real. Like nobody could trade it, no exchange could trade it. But finally they opened it back up, and then you got this wash down here, and then it got bought right back up. So this was like the time when it was just kind of like weird. It was a weird action at the open right here. All right, so let's see. We had GBR, right? So GBR was another stock. GBR was a beauty. It was a beauty. I love GBR, man. The stock went from threes all the way to 30. This is nice. I traded it a few times, basically just long dips. Just long dips, and then look for a pattern. Look for one of my bullish patterns. Took a trade on that and just sell the rips. That was pretty much it. Nice uptrend. You never want to fight the trend, man. Don't fight the trend. If the trend is up, then it's going up. If you keep trying to short it, you can get squeezed. So don't fight the trend. Don't fight the trend at all. Okay, but this was nice. This was nice. Nice dip trades. Bought dips, sell the rips. Bought the dips, sell the rips. All right. So and this thing like there were multiple times when I called like I said, hey, I have a feeling this stock is gonna rip. And sure enough, it did that less than like I think I did that like 3 times when I got that same feeling like this thing is gonna rip, and it ripped less than like 30 seconds after I said that. Just watching the tape, like if you've been trading for as long as I've been trading, and doing the same thing over and over. Like I'm a long bias trader. I usually trade to the long side. I've seen damn near every single pattern, every single price action, and all of that. And when you see that, you kind of know like, okay, this thing looks like it could move. It looks like it could move. You just kind of have a feel for the stock. I mean, I can't really explain it. Like a lot of people are like, well, how were you able to call this thing? I don't know. I just have a feel for the stock, honestly. I have a feel for it. And initially, I was watching tape, right? I watched tape, but tape can only tell you so much. When you're looking at the time and sales and the level 2, it can only tell you so much. But it's just, I don't know. It's just the way the stock trades. You just look at it and like, man, I just have a feeling this thing looks like it's just going to rip. And most times when I get that feeling, I usually take a long. I get long, right? And, you get that rip, the instant rip, like right here, boom. Right here as well, and I think it was like somewhere around there. You just get that, just got that look, and you get that rip. All right. So as far as today, we had CATB. All right, let me go down to intraday. We had CATB, LMFA, VIVE, THMO, SIEB, BLCM, FTFT, and these were like just midday movers, right? So CATB was one of the my favorite stocks today. Actually, my favorite stock today. So basically, this is nice, clean. Just bought on dip, sold a rip. That was basically it. And I think I got a dip right there in like the fives, the low fives. I got the dip right there, and then I just sold, scalped it on this move. It was nice. It was really nice. Get the nice opening drive on there. So I traded this about 3 times, but there, right here, it just kind of looked like a shelf. So what they're doing is basically just trapping. They're trying to unload positions, right? Whenever you see this, they're trying to unload. So they basically trap the longs, right? They create this like artificial liquidity. So you're thinking, okay, this thing is gonna move up. So you basically get long, and then they slam it. They dump it on you, and then it goes back down, and then they bid prop it. It goes up. People think they're going back up. Boom. They slam it back down, and then finally they just get tired of it, or maybe they're done selling their shares. They just pull the rug, and then you get this just fade right there. So that's what happened with CATB. All right, and then I traded SIEB. So my first trade was in pre-market. My very first trade was a loss. I mean, yeah, that's how you guys know I'm not really a short bias trader. I tried to short this thing. So I shorted it, and then took a loss on it, and then I came back and re-shorted it and made back the losses, and then I got long somewhere around the 15s, and then I sold on the pop. I think it was like the 14th. I think it was like 14, low 14s or something, and then I sold the pop. Got long, sold the pop. And I actually wanted to flip short, man, but I wasn't quick enough. But I would have flipped short right there, around the 18 level. That's literally where I wanted to take a short. But I wasn't quick enough, and this thing faded. But it was good stock, easy to borrow. But if it faded from 28 all the way down to 12, right? So when the market opens, this thing is gonna rip back. You're gonna get like a relief bounce, right? Most times when a stock fades like this, you get like a relief pop, and eventually you get that relief pop, shorts cover, you get that pop, and then when they're done covering, there's nobody left to squeeze, and then this thing just fades to the abyss. All right, so that's that for the recap, man. We've got a crazy week, and I actually think we're gonna have an even crazier few weeks coming. Okay, and if we get the if Congress passes the stimulus, if they finally pass that stimulus, that'll be great. That would be really great because if you think these Robin Hooders can take a stock from obscurity to 500, right? GameStop. If you think they can do that with $600 stimulus, wait till you see what they can do with a $1,400 stimulus. It'll be crazy, like insanity. And I'm actually curious to see what the next stock is going to be. I really want to see that. But, I'll be waiting. Whenever that happens, I'll be waiting. All right, you guys have been great, guys. So, also, we have our courses, our Mad as Money courses. So, feel free to sign up. I'm going to put the link in the description below. And, we have those courses. We actually have a sale going on. So, feel free to sign up, take advantage of our sale. And also, you can follow me on Twitter at Market Omega. So I post a lot of my ideas on everything from stocks to cryptocurrencies, sports, and life in general. All right. And finally, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Market Omega. I usually post weekly recaps on there, and I'm going to think about posting some more content. Okay, I just got to figure out what what avenue to take with regards to that. But I'm going to be doing that pretty soon, so you guys stay tuned for that. Okay, you can get a glimpse into my ever expanding mind. All right, you guys have been great. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care, and I'll see you guys next week for another weekly recap. Take care.